I'm 76 years old, and I wasted half my life chasing something that never loved me back. Money. I know that sounds like something you'd read on a greeting card or hear from some guru trying to sell you a course on happiness. But I'm not selling anything. I'm sitting here in a house that's paid off with a retirement account that most people would envy, and I'm telling you that I got it wrong. I got it so wrong that some nights I lie awake and feel the weight of all those years pressing down on my chest like a stone. Let me tell you about a moment that changed everything for me. It was 3 years ago. I was 73, and I was sitting in a hospital room next to my wife, Carol. 51 years we'd been married, 51 years. And she was lying there with tubes coming out of her arms, and the machines were beeping, and the fluorescent lights were buzzing that way they do in hospitals. You know that sound, that hum that makes everything feel cold and temporary. The doctor had just left. He told us the cancer had spread, that we were looking at months, not years. And Carol, she looked at me with those eyes I'd fallen in love with back when we were both 22 years old. And she said something I will never forget. She said, "I wish we'd had more Tuesdays. Not more vacations, not more money, not a bigger house or a nicer car. Tuesdays, ordinary, boring, nothing special Tuesdays. The kind of days I spent at the office for 43 years. The kind of days I traded away for promotions and bonuses and the corner office." She died 11 weeks later, and I've spent every day since then thinking about what she meant, about all those Tuesdays I can never get back. My name is Richard. Most people call me Rich, which is ironic when you think about it. I grew up in a small town in Ohio, the kind of place where everybody knew everybody and nobody had much of anything. My father worked at the steel mill until it closed. Then he worked at the hardware store until his back gave out. My mother cleaned houses for the families on the nice side of town. I watched them struggle my whole childhood. I watched them count pennies at the grocery store. I watched my father's shoulders slump a little more each year under the weight of never having enough. And I made myself a promise. I was 15 years old, sitting on the porch of our rented house, watching my mother come home exhausted from scrubbing other people's toilets. I promised myself I would never be poor. I would never struggle like they did. I would have a money, real money, enough that I'd never have to worry. That promise drove everything I did for the next 50 years. I worked my way through college. I took every extra shift, every opportunity, every ladder rung I could grab. I got a job at an accounting firm right out of school, and I climbed. I climbed and I climbed. I made manager by 30, partner by 42. I was bringing home more money in a month than my father made in a year. And you know what? I thought I'd made it. I thought I'd won. But here's the thing about climbing. You spend so much time looking up at the next rung that you forget to look around at what you're missing. You forget to look down at the people who are getting smaller and smaller beneath you. Carol and I got married when I was 24, She was a teacher, elementary school. She loved those kids like they were her own, and she used to come home with stories about them. Little Tommy, who finally learned to read. Sarah, who brought her a dandelion from the playground. In the beginning, I listened. I really did. We'd sit at the kitchen table after dinner, and she'd tell me about her day, and I'd tell her about mine, and we'd laugh and dream together about the life we were building. But somewhere along the way, I stopped listening. I started checking my watch. I started thinking about the presentation I had tomorrow, the client I needed to impress. Her stories became a background noise, and I didn't even realize it was happening. We had 2 children, Michael and Jennifer, and I need to tell you something that hurts to admit. I missed more than I was there for. I missed Michael's first home run because I had a conference call with Tokyo. I missed Jennifer's dance recital because I was closing a deal that couldn't wait. I told myself there would be other recitals, other home runs. There would be time. That's the lie we tell ourselves, isn't it? There will be time. My son is 48 years old now. We talk maybe once a month. Polite conversations about the weather and sports, surface level, safe. There's a distance between us that I put there, brick by brick, year by year, every time I chose the office over the living room. Jennifer lives across the country. She calls on holidays. She sends cards on my birthday. But there's something missing in her voice when she talks to me. Something that was there when she was little, when she used to run to the door when I came home, when I was her hero. I traded that away for a bigger retirement account. Let me tell you about my friend George. George and I started at the firm together back when we were young and hungry and full of ambition. We used to grab beers after work and talk about all the things we were going to do, all the money we were going to make. George was smarter than me, sharper. He could have been running that company if he'd wanted to. But something happened when he turned 35. His father died suddenly, heart attack, and George took a week off for the funeral. And when he came back, he was different. He stopped working weekends. He started leaving at 5 o'clock sharp. He turned down the promotion that would have made him partner because it would have meant more time away from his kids. I thought he was crazy. I actually pulled him aside one day and asked him what he was doing. "You're throwing away your career," I told him. And George, he looked at me with this sad little smile, and he said, "Rich, my dad worked himself to death, literally. He had a heart attack at his desk. And you know what his last words were to my mother? I should have been home more." I'm not going to let those be my last words. I didn't understand him then. I thought he was weak. I kept climbing while George plateaued, and I felt superior. Every time I got a bonus he didn't get, every time I moved up while he stayed put, I thought I was winning, and he was losing. George retired at 62. He's been spending the last 14 years traveling with his wife, playing with his grandchildren, volunteering at the local food bank. His kids call him every week. His grandchildren fight over who gets to sit next to him at Thanksgiving. I went to his 75th birthday party last year. His whole family was there. 3 generations, laughing, hugging. It was so much love in that room, you could almost touch it. And I sat there with my expensive watch and my paid-off house and my retirement account, and I realized that George had been the smart one all along. He figured out something at 35 that took me until I was 73, holding my dying wife's hand to understand. You can't deposit time in a bank. You can't invest it and watch it grow. You can't earn it back once you've spent it. I want to tell you about what money actually bought me, because it did buy me things. Money bought me security. It bought me a nice house. It bought me good doctors when Carol got sick. It bought me freedom from the kind of daily financial stress that grinds people down. But here's what money didn't buy me. It didn't buy me the look on my son's face when he hit that first home run and looked up into the stands for his father. I wasn't there to see it. It didn't buy me Jennifer's hand reaching for mine during her first scary movie. I was at the office. It didn't buy me lazy Sunday mornings with Carol, reading the paper and drinking coffee. I was catching up on work. Money bought me a comfortable chair to sit in while I realized I'd missed my own life. After Carol died, I took a month off, just sat in the house, looked at old photo albums, read through letters she'd saved, letters I'd written her back when we were dating, back when she was the most important thing in my world. There was one letter I found that broke me completely. I'd written it on our first anniversary. I was 25 years old, and in that letter, I promised her that I would always put her first, that no job, no amount of money, no success would ever be more important than us. I broke that promise. I broke it slowly, over decades, one late night at the office at a time, one missed dinner at a time, one not now I'm busy at a time. You don't even notice it happening. That's the cruel part. It's like gaining weight. It happens pound by pound, day by day, until one morning you look in the mirror and don't recognize yourself. I want to tell you about my grandson, Tommy. He's 12 years old, Jennifer's boy. And when I visit now, I do something I never did with my own children. I put my phone away. I turn it off. I get down on the floor with him and play video games, even though I'm terrible at them, and he laughs at how bad I am. I take him fishing, even though my back screams at me and my hands shake when I try to bait the hook. And sometimes, when I'm sitting there with him, I get this overwhelming wave of grief, not for what I'm doing now, but for what I didn't do then, for the fact that my own children never had a father who would put down his phone and just be present. But mixed in with the grief, there's gratitude, because at least I figured it out. At least I have these years, however many there are, to do it differently. I think about my father sometimes. He died when I was 40, and I was so busy with work that I almost missed the funeral. I flew in the night before and flew out the morning after. I didn't take time to sit with my mother. I didn't grieve properly because I had a meeting on Monday that couldn't be moved. My father never made much money. He never had a title or an office with a view. But you know what he had? He had dinner with us every night. He had Saturday mornings fishing with me at the lake. He had Sunday afternoons watching football, yelling at the TV. He had presence. And here's the thing that kills me. I spent my whole life trying not to be like him. I thought his life was small. I thought he settled for less than he could have been. I was embarrassed by our rented house and our old car. But my father was rich in the only way that matters. He was rich in time spent with the people he loved. I became everything he wasn't. I got the money, the house, the car, the career, and I lost everything he had. If I could go back, here's what I would do differently. I would leave the office at 5. Not every day maybe, but most days. I would protect my evenings like they were sacred, because they are sacred. That's when life happens. That's when your kids tell you about their day. That's when your wife needs you to just sit with her and be. I would take all my vacation days, every single one. I used to brag about how many I had stored up, like it was a badge of honor. What a fool I was. I would say no to things that didn't matter, so I could say yes to things that did. I said yes to every client dinner, every networking event, and I said no to my daughter's school plays and my son's basketball games and my wife's quiet pleas for a weekend away together. I would stop chasing more money, more success. I would realize that enough is enough, that there's a point where you have what you need and everything after that is just a greed dressed up as ambition. You're watching this video, which means you have something I don't have anymore. You have time, maybe a lot of it, maybe a little. You don't know, nobody knows, but you have some. And you're going to decide what to do with it. I'm not telling you that money doesn't matter. That would be a lie, and I'm too old for lies. Money matters, security matters, providing for your family matters. But there's a balance, and I got it wrong, and I'm trying to tell you so you don't have to. Look at your life, right now, today. Who are the people who matter to you? Are you there for them, really there? Or are you giving them the scraps of your attention while the main course goes to your job, your career, your bank account? Ask yourself this question. If you died tomorrow, what would you regret? Be honest. Give yourself the real answer, the one that scares you. There is no later. There is only now. This moment, this day, this choice. Carol wanted more Tuesdays, more ordinary, unremarkable, beautiful days of just being together, and I can't give them to her anymore. But you can give them to the people you love. You can put down your phone and look your child in the eye. You can leave work early and surprise your spouse with dinner. You can call your parents, your siblings, your old friends. You can stop chasing more and start appreciating enough. I'm not a philosopher. I'm not a guru. I'm just an old man who made a lot of mistakes and had the painful privilege of living long enough to understand them. I'm sharing this with you because it's all I have left to give. If anything I've said has made you think, has made you feel something, then I'm asking you to do something. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment telling me what you're going to do differently. Subscribe to this channel because I have more to share. More lessons I've learned the hard way, and I don't have unlimited time to share them. I read every comment, every single one. It's one of the ways I spend my Tuesdays now. My name is Rich. I'm 76 years old. I spent half my life chasing money and lost things I can never get back. Don't be like me. Be like George. Be like my father. Be there for the people who love you while they're still here to love. That's the only wealth that matters in the end.